What's up guys, Tim Wilson here from Tango 7 Gaming and welcome back to another Hot or Not course playthrough. And as you can see, top left hand corner, we are playing a course called Privateer Point, and this has been created by a gentleman by the name of Adam Godfrey. As always, we're playing with the pro clubs. We are playing on the low wind setting. We are playing on tee box number 1, and in this case it is a staggering 7,891 yards. You can see that the gold tee, 7,891 yards. I don't think I have ever played a course this long. Just having a look at some of these holes here, I mean, just starting off, hole number 1, 479, hole number 3, 525, hole number 5, 516. These are par 4s. Hole number 8, 504. Hole number 10, 511. There's some really long par 4s in these. Some of them, depending on the wind, I mean, it's fortunate that I've got the low wind setting, because I think in some of them, if I did have a fairly strong headwind, I would struggle to reach the green in 2 on some of those par 4s. But as you can see, we have a low wind, we have 1 mile an hour. Privateer Point does suggest that it's a coastal course, but I cannot see the sea anywhere here at the moment. I could be completely wrong. Coming off the back of a really hot review on the previous course, I am confident. I want to see another hot one. You know, when you get a taste for a hot course, you want to keep it going. So hopefully this one is another hot course. Let's see if we can get this up near that flag. This is going to be a tough shot. 193 into that flag. This is probably playing about 204, 203, 204. We do have a little downward lie to help us with this. Just want to get it over that little gully there. It should slow up because it's uphill. That is looking really good. Get in the hole. Oh, what a start to the first hole. Par 4, 199 odd yards, an eagle 2 on a par 4. What a great start to the round. All right, you don't get those every day, that's for sure. That's like getting a hole in 1. Right, hole number 2, a long par 3, 231 yards, stroke index 4. This course has had a fair amount of plays. This is the TGCT, the TGC Tours version of the course. I think this is the latest version. I think it's had over 2,000 plays, so the stroke indexes, the handicap rating for each of the holes is accurate. Playing 244, so really playing quite long today. And it's probably playing 256. With the change in elevation. So we are going to have to play this 3-wood and hope for a good run up to the hole. Oh, we are going to be nowhere near the hole with that. Very fast. So after going from an eagle 2 on the first hole, we hit it very fast, and that was way off of the block. And you know, we were nowhere near that blue block on the swing meter, so I'm not surprised that was a very fast. Not good at all. And we are going to struggle to pick up a par now. Fast there. It's just getting it out of the bunker. Oh, I couldn't have wished for a much better result than that. That is pretty much where you want it to be. 5 feet now. Let's tap this in. 175 greens. A little faster than the previous one I played, but still not the fastest. 175s. So we managed to scramble a par there. So after a fabulous, I was going to say fantastic or fabulous opening hole, we get a par on the par 3. Now this is the first of the long par 4s. As I said, it is a coastal course. It looks like we've got some coves and stuff, so it's very sort of I don't even know how to describe it. Probably California style, Pebble Beach. Looks very similar to that kind of feel. Got some palm trees going on in the background there. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it. Even though it is a long par 4, 536, we do have 70 feet change in elevation, which is going to help us because this drive should be over 300 yards. Pitch is at about 292. It's going to roll out for a good 10-15 yards. Yeah, 325, and you definitely need that on these long holes. Otherwise, when you wouldn't be getting there, you would not be getting there without a 3-wood or a 2-wood or something along those lines. And again, I've forgotten to change out the 3-wood for the 2-wood. That's three rounds on the bounce now. I must remind myself that straight after this round to change the 3-wood out for a 2-wood. Excuse me, I was just taking a drink. Still got a slight tickle in the throat, so just want to keep that the whistle nice and wet. Let's see if we can roll this up to the flag. Alright, we didn't get a very fast there, so this should be good. It looks like it's uphill towards the flag. That's not too bad from 205 yards. That's pretty much where I expected to be, that kind of vicinity on the first hole. And it just kept getting better and better until it dropped into the cup. So we've got a 19-foot putt here. A lot of movement from right to left. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Not a bad effort from 19 feet. Thought that was going to go in. In for a par. So eagle par start. Nice course so far. Liking it. Liking it. Right, so we go from a 530 odd yard par 4 to a very short one. Wind behind with the master clubs, you would definitely be reaching this green. Probably not going to be doing that with the pro clubs. But definitely going to give it a good spank and get it close to 300 yards, so we should be going in there with a flop shot. Let's have a look. Is this going to be 300 yards? Oh, don't roll into the rough. 309 yards. We are definitely going to be playing a flop shot here. Only 28 yards to the flag. And that stopped pretty nicely for me. That's going to leave about 2 or 3 feet for a birdie. So this must be, I was going to say, this must be quite a low stroke index. It's stroke index 14. So you would expect anything from around, I would say from 13 to 18, you would be expected to pick up a birdie. Doesn't always happen, I might add. And then similarly, anything from 6 down to 1, you can expect to, there's a risk of getting a bogey. Let's put it that way. You wouldn't expect to get a bogey, but there's a risk of getting a bogey. Excuse me. Alright, so I have gone for the safer option there. There was a little sort of inlet on the left-hand side, which would have given me a shorter distance to the flag. At the moment, yeah, this is going to be a tough shot, man. For playing about 209. I've hit it pretty well. Question is it going to slow up on that slope? Yeah, it's slowed up really nice and quickly there. That's going to leave me about 10-15 feet for the birdie. Played that one pretty well. Left myself a tricky little putt here though. And once more we just missed that, but it's still rolling away. And I didn't think I hit that too hard. And this is the chart. This is what I say about if you don't get the birdie putt, you do run the risk of leaving yourself a putt that is not particularly easy, and you're in with a chance of a bogey instead of the birdie that you had on the previous stroke. So a really tricky par 3 here. 233 yards, playing 239 today, 10 yards change due to the 31 feet change in elevation. So it's playing about 229. Excuse me. So I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm going to try and get this to come up really short and roll up to the flag. That's the one hole you do not want to hit a very fast. If you hit a very fast there, you're in all kinds of bother because that is going to go straight in the sea. So that has worked out pretty much how I wanted it to. Could have done with it being a little bit longer, but was always going to come up short on that slope, but it's safely on the putting surface. 30 feet, 1 foot uphill, so a fairly steep slope here. Should start to slow up. That's okay, that's going to be a kick-in par. And that is stroke index 2, so a par is always a good result there. Birdie's bonus. Tough course so far. I think it's tough. I think it's the yardage that makes it tough. It's not playing tough. I think because I've got the low winds, that definitely works in your favour. The yardage definitely makes this course tough. You know, when you're playing almost 8,000 yards, almost every hole or every par 4 is nearing 500 or 500 plus. I mean, this is a par 5. We're not going to be getting there in 2. I'm going to play smart here because this is going to run out. Going to drop this back to the hybrid. Not going to run the risk of going into the rough or an easier third shot. Not going to be able to reach the green in 2 anyway, so there was no point in trying to feed it down that tiny little funnel into the green because it was never going to get there. I'm going to leave myself definitely within 100 yards. It is 77 yards. I'm going to drop this down. Is it downhill towards the flag? No, it's uphill. Let's move it that way a little bit. Don't want to take too much off of it. Being uphill towards the flag. It's going to slow up quite quickly, and I made a complete hash of that swing line. Look at that. Surprised that went as straight as it did, and it was fast. Stroke index 18. You should be birdieing this. We have birdied it only through the fact that I managed to have a fairly simple putt. I mean, there was a little bit of movement from left to right, but it wasn't that tricky. It did only grab it at the last minute though. All right, so we've got a long par 4 here, 504 yards. Looks like we've got really shallow water down the right-hand side, but it does come into play. I haven't seen that effect before. That is really, really strange, actually. It's really shallow water. You can see it's like a little sort of rivulet that's running around this this hole. Yeah, not seen that before. Now I've moved my cursor. I'm all over the park now. Let's move it back. There we go. Let's get it back towards the fairway. That's better. Right. The water right, bunker left. We want this smack bang in the middle. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted that. I think this is a par 5. Let me just have a quick look. No, par 4, long par 4. Another, and this is the thing that I was saying, you know, this is what makes this course quite difficult, is that you've got 200 yard plus shots into the green. The good thing is that we do have that little bit of a backstop at the back of the green there, so that is going to slow things down a little bit. This is playing about 222 yards. Excuse me. Just want to get it onto the front of the green. That'll do, and it should roll up. Could have done with that being another sort of 2 or 3 yards on the green, and then that would have run up quite nicely. "29 feet uphill, should start to trickle down to the flag now. There was a little rise there, and I've left myself about 3 or 4 feet for the par. So that's a tough hole. What's the stroke index? 8. Yeah, it's tough. That probably feels tougher than that stroke index 2 that I played a few holes ago. Right, hole number 16. Oh, excuse me. Closing hole on the front 9, par 5, 574 yards. Looks like that little sort of shallow rivulet is following its way onto this 9th hole, because it looks like it feeds down the entire length of the hole. Really like that feature. Not seen that before much. In fact, I've not seen that at all. So we do have some bunkers in here. That one's in complete shade. Really narrow fairways moving up to the green there. So this is going to be... It says stroke index 16. Let's have a look when we get to our second shot, what that landing area is like. Because that fairway looks quite narrow down there. That should be around 300 yards. 290 to the flag, so it's not reachable. But look, you don't want to be playing into that. You are just tempting fate going for anything there. I mean, master clubs, you'd be going for the green, but I'm going to bring it all the way back to here. Just try and land this in that fairway, in a wider section of the fairway, and then leave myself a little pitch into the green. In fact, it's given me a normal shot. It's 90 yards, playing about 92, so it's bang on the money for the yardage. It should stop fairly quickly. Yeah, and that's going to leave me about 5-6 feet maybe. 7 feet. Not an easy putt by any means. But we managed to get it in. Pick up the birdie. Nothing really, you know, not really setting the world on fire on that front nine, other than the first hole where we picked up that really great eagle on the first hole. 3 birdies. Stroke it, yeah, I mean, look where the birdies are. Stroke index 14, 16 and 18. All the other holes par. So it's playing really to its handicap, the course, which is really, really nice. I like that a lot. I like that. All right, another long par 4 to start this back nine. We've got that shallow, marshy river running down the left-hand side. It doesn't really matter how far we go right here because we are moving off to the left on the approach shot. It looks like there is a waterfall on the next hole. You can just see it there on the right hand side. I don't know whether it forms part of the next hole, but you can literally just see it at the base of that palm tree on the right hand side there. It may just be not... in fact, you can just hear it then when we've zoomed into the green. It may just be part of the course, but nice little feature nonetheless. Another tricky shot into this green. I've only got the 4 hybrids, so if this has got a false front or a slope, I'm not making it onto the green. No, as you see, I'm not making it onto the green here. Really in between clubs there, so it's quite a tough little shot, that is. Alright, the benefit we have on this hole is that, oh no, it does actually fall away. I could do with this not rolling too far past the flag, if at all. No, I'll take that. I will take that all day long. 2 feet, stroke index 13, really long par 4. That probably plays harder than the handicap suggests. Let's see if this... No, there's the little waterfall I was talking about. It's not a waterfall, so to speak. It's just a little cascade in the water there. That must be the clubhouse up ahead there. Really nice work on the entrance there. Yeah, that's nice. That is really nice. The work that's been put into that. Like it a lot. I'm going to go down this way because if you look where the pin is... Let's go. Can we go a little bit further? Yeah, let's go and see. Yeah, I'm going to come in from the left. It's just going to give me a much better angle on that flag. Yeah, you can see the difference in the angle there on the flag. I'm going to have more green to work with. Shouldn't need it. I want to leave this below the hole if possible. 106. I could do with this taking one hop and then stopping. Wow, that came up so short. And I even added an extra bit of yardage onto that. I don't understand why that came up short. Right, we're going to tap this in. Yeah, that is that baffled me, that one. I did de-loft that club just to give it an extra yard or so. Should have pitched at about 107, 108 and stopped. But only went 104 total, so really baffled by that one. I didn't check the lie. I may have been on a slight uphill lie. Right, stroke index 1, hardest hole on the course, deemed the hardest hole on the course. Right, that's probably my only criticism so far on this. If you have a look at this, I don't know whether you guys can see this. All of those bushes there are all absolutely identical. In fact, they're that identical they haven't even been rotated. They're all exactly the same. And that just, you know, those are the kinds of things that really make it a little bit different to me. That's a really strange looking feature there, that water feature. Different, very different. But all of those bushes there, not being rotated at all. Let's leave this on the green. Alright, so we've got to try and get it up this slope. We don't want it to go too far, otherwise we're going to leave ourselves a downhill putt coming back. I'm going to leave that at 174 yards because I think that's going to be bang on the money. Hopefully it pitches on that that slope and just takes all of the juice out of it. Go on, pitch on the slope. Ooh, that was close. Right, we're going to have a downhill putt. 3 inches downhill. Little bit left to right. And it's just dragged round on the edge of the cup, didn't quite drop in. Right, hole number 12. Got to remember that. That's the hole that I wasn't particularly... I mean, I like the golf hole. It's just a little bit of planting around the outside there. Hole number 13, 425. You know what the funny thing is, though, is that there were so many holes on that previous course that I played that could have been signature holes. I cannot remember one on this course so far that would stick out as a feature hole. I do like the way this fairway is shaped here, so you know, that's very, very reminiscent of what we had on the previous course. Unfortunately, what's happened now is that that course has set a very high benchmark. I mean, that one was, I gave that a hot, and that set a very, very high benchmark. So everything else is going to be now measured according to that. We've got one that was cold, and then we have one that was, you know, freezing cold, and then we had one that is, you know, white hot. So everything else is now measured according to that one. So we've got 2 slopes on this green. We've got one there and we've got one here. You hit that one, you're going to run down here. So we want to try and get it around about this area here. So it does feed down to the hole. Tough shot coming in here. 132. Let's have a look at the slope. Nothing really to speak of there. 134. Probably playing 143. So I'm going to club up. Take a little bit off of it. Pulled it a bit, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Want to hit the front of the green. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Thought through that shot, executed it pretty much to perfection. Swing line could have been a little bit better, but it didn't have a detrimental effect on the shot. We ended up with a birdie. Let's have a quick look. Stroke index 7. You see, now that to me I think it all depends on what your shot is coming into the green. That to me seemed like a much easier hole than some of those. I think it was probably the length of the hole. Some of those stroke index 13, 14, 15, 16s that are really long holes, albeit they are low stroke index or high stroke index, depending on which way you look at it. They're only playing tough because of the yardage. All right, let's move on. Long par 4. Nice work with the bridges moving down to the hole here. Really nice work. Like that. 525, playing 519, just shy of the yardage. For me, this is probably the prettiest hole so far. Doesn't need all the trees and buildings and whatnot. It's just really framed nicely. So 14 for me, signature hole right now. But we've still got 5 holes to play. Well, 4 holes after this. This is going to be a tough second shot because it is uphill. You can see it's uphill. Yeah, look at that. 15. We've got another 15 yards. So this is 228 to get to the green. Going to have to go up to the 3 wood. And I'm going to have to loft this up and hope that that slope behind the flag holds it up. There's the slope. You can see it. It's about to hit the slope now. And it's stayed on the top. That's going to make a really, really tough putt. Yeah, look at that. 2 feet. 2 feet. And it doesn't really flatten out. So this could be this could be treacherous. In fact, this is treacherous. I was hoping to hit that slope and the ball to roll back down towards the flag like that. But it's always tough when you're in between clubs. Ah, it's better. Just had a little bit of a drink there. Sorry about that, guys. I just need to get this rolling. Don't want to hit it too hard. I literally just got that rolling. You can see, look at the pace it's picking up now. I mean, that's going to be, what, 10, 15 feet coming back? Yeah, 11 feet coming back. And this is by no means easy either. Little bit of right to left. Excuse me. Tough hole. Tough golf hole. Definitely played to its stroke index. Stroke index 5, that one was. 1 birdie so far in 5 holes on this back 9. So back 9 definitely playing tougher. Hole number 15, 595 yard par 5. 70, stroke index 17. I'm going to have a look at that planting a little bit further down when we get down, because it looks like we've got, you know, a lot of that sort of repetitive planting again down there, which you don't see, or you didn't see on that that previous course, albeit there was a lot of planting. Is that, you know, it just takes a change in the rotation of the plant, a change in the height, and it just makes the plant look completely different. You know, when you use exactly the same plant and you plant them in exactly the same manner in a row, you get that really, it's almost, I hate to use the word, it just, you get that lazy look. Let's have a quick look here. See, this is what I mean. Like this up here, you can see that they've all been planted in exactly the same way, because the same bit of bush is sticking out in exactly the same position. I mean, I'm being overcritical. I mean, you can see it. You can see it more from distance. If you have a look at those where they're catching the light, just off to the top left hand, just underneath Tango 7 Gaming, you can see they're all exactly the same, and it just detracts from the actual course. And it's, you know, you don't really need to do it. It's not. I mean, any designer will tell you it's not difficult just to move the trees around, you know, change the height and rotate them a little bit. All right, that moved off further to the right than I thought it was going to do. We need a good kick here. We need a kick to the left. And we get a kick to the right. Excuse me. This tickler is driving me nuts today. It is a par 5, so let's see if we can just chip this onto the green. Get in the hole. Wow, there's a lot of movement there. Did you see that turn right at the last? This is going to be a tricky little par putt. That was for birdie, I think. Par 5. Yeah, birdie, par 5. Stroke index 17. Probably could have done a little bit better on that one if I'd have hit the green in 2. Right, nice little feature here. We've got a little sort of canal running down the back of those houses. Yeah, 14 still my picturesque, my signature hole. It's definitely the best one so far. Alright, we are on, what are we on? We're on 16 now? Yeah, we're into happy hour. Alright, we are into the final 3 holes. Another tough second into the green here. This is playing stroke index 9. 214, 230. Man, this is playing 218. I am not going to get this to the green. I'm going to struggle to get this to the green. I foresee this coming short and getting in that bunker. Unless it gets a good hop forward. Not quite coming back as far as the bunker, but always going to be playing tough. Stroke index 9. I think this is going to be playing a lot harder than 9 for me. That slope is tough, man. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and flop this out of here, I think. Wow, is that going to roll off? That only went 12 yards. Really difficult putt now. 16 feet, can we save it? No, so that is the that's the bogey on the scorecard. 508 yards, par 4, didn't reach the green in 2, didn't have the club in the bag. And that's the red number. So we've got pretty much everything on this scorecard. We have a green number, which is the eagle. A few birdies in there. A lot of pars in there. And then we've got the dreaded red one in there as well. Well, this is going to be a tough one as well. I'm going to try and loft this all the way up. The only problem with doing that makes the swing line really narrow. And if you don't get it straight... I still think that's going to go off the back. Yeah. Nine feet uphill. So that's playing 31. Right, you can stop now. Final hole, 576 yard par 5, playing slightly less at 559. I'd like to know if this is based on a real course. I'm going to see if I can have a look actually. I'll have a look in a minute when I'm finished. Why is it giving really random? It's giving me a flop shot there. 288. Let's see where we're going to land this for a start. 165. Probably about there. No chance of going for the green. Right, well that's doing that. Let me just see if I can get onto TGC Tours. Alright, just give me a second, guys. Let me just have a look at Privateer Point. TGC 2019 course listings. Hot new courses. Let's have a look. Privateer Point. Where are you, my little beauty? Has it gone on to the second page already? It's not there. Can't find it. Not to worry. Not to worry. Get up the slope. Get up the slope. Get up the slope. Yes, we got up the slope. Shouting at it. Only just got up the slope, I think. Can we finish the round with a birdie? That'll be nice. Oh, hit it a little too hard. Little too hard. I compensated for my indecision on the accuracy of the putt, or the indecision of the angle of the putt. Managed to pick up a par there at the end. Nothing really going on that back nine. 2 birdies and a bogey, so only 1 under for the back nine. 6 under overall. Not a bad round. Let's have a look at the stats. I think the stats would be pretty poor on this one. 92 on the fairways in regulation, 72 on the greens in regulation, 1.39, still under 1.5 putts a hole, so it's not too bad on the putting. I didn't feel like the putting was too hot today. What am I going to give this one? You know what? I'm undecided, because I don't think it's definitely not a hot, and it's definitely not an ice cold. But I don't think it's a lukewarm. But I also don't think it's a cold. I'm going to put it smack bang in the middle. I'm going to give this one a neutral score, because I can't decide. It's not lukewarm and it's not cold. It was somewhere in between. It didn't inspire me. There was nothing really that stuck out. There was some nice elements. The repetitive planting bothered me a little bit. It played very much like a real course, but there was nothing really that interesting about it. You know, it didn't really set things alight for me. So I'm going to give this one straight down the middle. Neither here nor there. It's sort of just neutral, really. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Leave some comments in the box below. Let me know what you thought if you've played this course. I'd be interesting to hear what other people's opinions are. I mean, you're getting all my opinion here. It'd be great to get some feedback from yourselves. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you would like to see more videos like this. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy doing these. I found this is what I really enjoy doing. Not sort of doing competitions and doing the PGA Tour and all of that kind of thing. Just playing through these courses at my leisure, whenever I have a little bit of spare time, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well. But I will see you soon on the next video. Keep your eyes peeled for that, and it will be coming up very shortly. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.